You are sitting there, perhaps eating a meal, or driving your car, or lying in bed. Everything is technically fine. The door is locked. The world is spinning. But then, a thought enters your mind. It doesn't knock. It invades. What was that taste? Was it bitter? Is it poison? Am I dying right now? Or perhaps, it is the memory of a conversation from 3 hours ago. You replay the tape. You listen to the tone of their voice. You dissect the silence between the words. You convince yourself that behind their smile, there was judgment. Behind their silence, there was hatred. You are not living in reality anymore. You have entered a simulation. You become a detective in a crime scene where no crime has been committed. You interrogate the text message. You cross-examine the stomachache. You put your entire life on trial, looking for the evidence that proves you are not safe. To the outside world, you look calm. You look like you are just thinking. But inside, you are screaming. You are bracing for a catastrophe that exists nowhere, except in the theater of your own mind. I cannot rest. If I close my eyes, the ceiling will fall. I have to hold it up with my mind. If I worry enough, I can stop the bad thing from happening. Worry is the tax I pay to be alive. If I stop paying, the disaster comes. I am not thinking because I want to. I am thinking because I am the only guard left at the gate. So, let us descend into the psyche. Why does a human soul torture itself like this? This is not a brain malfunction. It is something much deeper. In the study of the shadow, we call this the illusion of control. These are usually the people who, as children, lived in a world without gravity. Their environment was emotionally chaotic. They learned very early on that the adults in the room were not reliable gods. They were fragile, volatile, or absent. So, the child made a subconscious vow. I will never be surprised again. They learned that if they could analyze every micro-expression, every shift in tone, every possible danger, they could survive. Overthinking became their armor. It was the shield they raised against the chaos. But here is the psychological tragedy. The child grew up, but the shield never came down. They treat uncertainty as if it is a predator. To the overthinker, the unknown is not just a blank space. It is a monster. So they try to fill the blank space with scenarios. They write scripts for conversations that haven't happened. They grieve for tragedies that haven't occurred. They engage in magical thinking. Deep in their subconscious, they believe that worrying is a form of protection. They believe that if they suffer enough in their imagination, they won't have to suffer in reality. They are trying to bribe fate with their anxiety. But the mind is a cruel master. It mistakes intensity for insight. It thinks that because the thought is loud, it must be true. But it is not true. It is just the echo of a frightened child shouting into an empty room. But we must go deeper. We must look at the shadow. Why can't they stop? Because overthinking is also a form of arrogance. It is the arrogance of the ego, believing it can predict the future. It is the ego saying, I know what will happen. I know what they think. I know how this ends. By clinging to the negative outcome, they feel a twisted sense of safety. Because if you expect the worst, you can never be disappointed. They have become addicted to their own suffering, because suffering feels familiar. Happiness feels suspicious. Calmness feels like the calm before the storm. So they choose the chaos of their thoughts over the peace of the moment. They would rather be the architect of their own hell than a visitor in an unpredictable heaven. So, I am speaking to you now. To the sentry standing guard at the gate. You are tired. I know you are tired. You have been holding up the sky for 20 years. You are waiting for the moment when you will finally figure it all out. You think that one more thought will solve the puzzle. But there is no puzzle. There is only life. You are terrified of losing control. But look around you. You never had control. You could eat the food and get sick. The car could break down. They could leave you. And you would survive it. You are not fragile. You survived the chaos of your past. You do not need to predict the future to survive it. I want you to try something terrifying. I want you to surrender. The next time the loop starts. The next time the phantom threat whispers that you are in danger. Do not argue with it. Do not analyze it. Just say, I do not know. I do not know if I am safe. I do not know if they love me. I do not know what tomorrow brings. And in that, I do not know, you will find the only thing you have been searching for all this time. Freedom. Step out of the mind. Step back into the world. It is wild. And it is dangerous. And it is the only place where you are actually alive.